Hello, diehard patrons of Play and Sing with Robert. This is the last video I'm going to produce under this account, and I'll tell you why later in this lesson. And that's why you can see I don't have my backdrop. This video is going to have almost zero production value, and the reason for that is because I'm busy producing content for you, and I'm going to tell you more about that again later in the video. But this is a video that I've been itching to make for a long time. And I know in a previous video, I kind of picked on Faber's Piano Adventures for the way they inundate learners with so much information without a real path for those learners to synthesize and use that information. Well, I want to spread the love a little bit today to Alfred's all-in-one course. This is one of the most popular method books available for adult learners. Now, this book was published in 1996, so it's almost 30 years old, and there is some technical instruction in here that I feel is dubious at best. So I'm going to go through a few of these pink tagged things, and hopefully this will be an incentive for Alfred to update this. And if not, I'm going to tell you where you can get some, what I believe to be better technical instruction and improve your technique at the piano. All right, without further ado, let's get cracking. Because I'm busy and I've got no production values, I'm just going to kind of show you these things and talk about them. And yeah, I don't want to get any copyright violations or anything. So, okay, so right away at the beginning of the book, preliminary exercises. Use a little warm water. Before practicing, it's good to soak the hands for a few minutes in warm water. Right off the bat, if you're having to do something like this, if you're developing this kind of adversarial relationship with your physical instrument, right off the bat, as a beginner, there is a problem. The idea here is to learn to use your hands and wrist and forearm, and indeed your entire body, in a holistic kind of way. So don't worry about bathing your hands in warm water before you start to learn the piano. That's a problem. Continuing. There's some good stuff here, but some less good stuff too. Sit tall. I don't like sit tall. Yes, sometimes this kind of slouching can be a problem, but when students are told to sit tall, they often go to a hyperextension, which is going to be just as problematic as this. So don't sit tall. Lean slightly forward. Yes and no. You want your shoulder joints to be vertically above your sit bones. Now, sometimes people are used to having their shoulders a little too far back or having their butt a little too close. So to correct for that and get shoulder joints above sit bones, that's gonna feel forward. But it's not really leaning forward. It's just being balanced. Continuing. Curve your fingers when you play. Pretend you have a bubble in your hand. How about don't do that? So let's take a look at this. So this is what, more or less, what your hand skeleton looks like. And here it is from the other side. So yes, you do want to maintain this natural curve that your fingers come with. No, you do not want to actively curve them. So this results in what's known as a muscular co-contraction, a dual muscular pull. It requires your flexors to be operating in antagonism with your extensors. And that's not ideal. The name of the game in piano technique is efficiency. This is not efficient. So maintain your passive, natural finger curve. Moving on, we're going to get through this stuff. It'll just take a couple minutes. Or more, I don't know. But stay tuned till the end, because I'm going to talk more about what's happening with Play and Sing with Robert and how you can gain significant musical skill improvements. Just stay tuned to the end, I'll tell you about it. Okay, where's my next pink tag? 4 good reasons for playing with curved fingers. Let's just see what we have to say. When the fingers are straight, each finger has a different length. That is true. Great. When the fingers are curved, each finger has in effect the same length. Kind of true, but again, at the cost of that muscular co-contraction, that unnecessary tension. If your fingers are straight, the thumb cannot be properly used. Well, being straight isn't, having your fingers be straight is not the only alternative to curving your fingers. So, with curved fingers, keys respond instantly. You're in control when you curve. Not so much. I feel the extra tension there. And yes, it is true that you need to accommodate the different finger lengths. In addition to being aware that you have to move in to get to black keys. But this is not the way to do that. Forearm in and out motions are the way to do that. Yeah, so if you want the good stuff about piano technique, you're going to need to take my Music Essentials course, which is free. There's a whole video on piano technique that I think will set you up better than this book does. Anyway, more info on that in a few minutes. Boy, this video is going to be like almost unwatchable, but still, if you persevere, you'll thank me later. Right hand C position, it says. So these 5-finger patterns that they're talking about, yeah, it's useful to understand those patterns. In terms of sound, you get your major 5-finger patterns. Later, they probably talk about minor 5-finger patterns. That's a good mental organization. However, it's a lousy physical organization. Reason being, even though you conveniently have 5 fingers on each hand, or you don't, and that's okay too. But in this case of 5 fingers over 5 keys, 5 fingers don't reach over 5 keys with each finger conveniently pressing a key, unless your fingers are slightly stretched or abducted. And nobody wants abducted fingers. So abduction is a slow movement, unlike something like forearm rotation, which is a fast, efficient movement. You don't really want to be stretching fingers. So if I've got a thumb on C, my pinky's probably over like F and a half. If my pinky's on G, my thumb's not on C. It's between C and D. So if fingers are loosely together, which feels good and also provides optimal readiness for movement, then this 5-finger position thing is gonna feel stretched and uncomfortable. Again, that's unnecessary tension. You don't want that in your life. It's not gonna help you play better. So forget right hand C position. You don't need that. Moving on. My next little pink tabby thing. Oh, I see. I put these tabs in like months ago. I've been wanting to make this video for months. Anyways, the G7 chord for the left hand. So it's this voicing. What is that? A 3-7-1 voicing. It's problematic. It's a stretch. If you don't want pinky and pointer stretched over a fourth from C to F, You definitely don't want them stretched from B to F over a fifth. However, there's a technique for it. It's called tilting. So if I tilt my hand so that I'm playing my pointer finger on the side, which is not where I would ordinarily play it, but it allows me to fan out my fingers so that I can reach the notes of that chord without stretching. So I think I just wanted to point that out because they did not point it out. But it is covered in my piano technique video, which I'll talk about again at the end of this video. The problem of developing equal skills with all fingers. This is this whole thing about finger independence, which is not a great way to think about your fingers and hands. Fingers are interdependent. Here's this verbiage of your pinky, the five finger being the smallest and weakest. Oh no, it's so sad. Your forefinger being the least independent and most difficult to control. Oh no. No, it's not like that at all. Pinkies, pow. A tiny little baby has more power in their pinky than you will ever need to play the piano. So that kind of thinking about you having these weak fingers is based on not understanding how to balance on fingers. So that's something that I talk about in my piano technique video that is not on YouTube, but I will tell you how to get it and it won't cost you anything. A Lechatitsky solution. So these kinds of finger interdependence, these kinds of finger independence exercises have been around for a while, where you hold down 4 notes with 4 fingers and play a note with the other finger. So you're holding some notes down and using one finger to articulate one of the 5 pitches in that 5-finger pattern. And let me just tell you, it's torture. You will hurt yourself, and it's not something you should be thinking about doing if you're a poor beginner who doesn't know any better, which ostensibly is the market for this book. Don't do it. Even if you're an advanced player, don't do it. Let's see what's next. Oh, the amazing aerobics of Hannon. So here's my deal with Hannon, or Hannon, or however you pronounce it. If you know how to play this stuff, why do you need to practice these exercises? If you don't know how to play this stuff, well, if you do it anyway, you're doing it wrong. You're learning how to do it wrong. And here again, you can hurt yourself with little or no benefit to repertoire that you might want to play. So leave off the Hannon. I guess that's my last little pink thing. I apologize for the low production value here. I'm not working from a script or anything like I often have in the past. And here's why. Play and Sing with Robert was a flawed brand from the beginning because it's about me, Robert. So what I've done is I've created a new brand called My Music Genesis. And if you were watching this video later, I probably will have already updated the channel to reflect that. But what My Music Genesis is about is your learning as a creator of your musical journey. So what I've found is it is not enough for me to teach you music. I think what's required to create a more musical culture by creating a more musical you is to give you the tools that you need to create your own musical journey. So My Music Genesis is about your learning and you having the tools and skills to create your own musical journey rather than about playing and singing with me, because we may never meet. That's so sad, but that's the way it is. So My Music Genesis, so the website is available now. I just published it last week. It's mymusicgenesis.com. And I really want you to go and check it out and sign up for the Music Essentials course, which is a comprehensive course on audiation, piano technique, in which everything we talked about today that is wrong with popular music teaching is corrected. Where was I? Okay, so audiation, piano technique, music reading, and music theory. So these 4 pillars of modern music education, you get meaty, comprehensive videos on each of those. No reason not to do this. Please just go watch the videos. So create an account, and then you can dive right into the videos. It's about 2 hours and 7 minutes worth of content. So I don't just want you to sign up. I want you to sign up and take the course. I did not make this course just for Whistle and Dixie for my own benefit. I made this course to create a more musical world by creating a more musical you. So the new website is mymusicgenesis.com. The free course is called Music Essentials. It's 4 big lessons. Create a free account, watch the videos, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say about it, and I look forward to hearing your music. It's been a blast doing this as Play and Sing with Robert. I'm still planning on playing and singing. It's just going to be on a different name, My Music Genesis, and the videos that I post here will be more centered on what you need to create your music journey, and less centered on me. So thank you for your patronage, both past and continued. Check out my piano technique video in the Music Essentials course that I just talked about. And Alfred, people are coming to you for good information. This stuff from 30 years ago ain't it. Consider updating, please. To everybody else out there, happy playing. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye. Thanks.